Fastly. Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Amazing Scale Modelers Sunday Hangout. Amazing Scale Modelers is a Google Plus community of modelers of all shapes and sizes, interests, genres, and skill levels who like to share their tips and tricks with one another, learn more about their craft, and to celebrate one another's scale modeling achievements. Google Amazing Plastic Modelers is perhaps the fastest growing and largest existing on Google Plus. We currently have 2,198. I think I dropped off by one from yesterday at the Cross the Pond. I'm not even sure as to why. Who do we get upset this time? We probably are the least controversial community on in the Google Plus. I don't know if we offend. Well, you know what? Modeling, that's offending people. So with this current climate, we're offending people. Speaking of offending people, here are the I'll call them malcontents. How you doing there, Mike? Basket of deplorables. That's what it is. Anyway, so this is my basket of creative, young at heart men who do this modeling stuff. So what have you been doing lately?
Me?
I've been working
on. I've been stripping bad paint jobs back off of car bodies.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I've done that before, and that's a lot of fun.
and then while I was doing it, let's see.
Yep.
I made a slip.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah. And I'm having a great bit of difficulty fixing that. It's right next to where I want the seam to be, and if I fix it, then I might have to redo the seam. I don't know. It's not fun. I was trying to clear some old paint out. Didn't work.
So where do you purchase your purple pond? This is what we talk about. The purple meaning that we use a industrial strength degreaser, ironically enough. Takes paint off of plastic, and it does little to harm the plastic. If anything, it gives it a matte finish. You know how like those car bodies are really shiny and smooth? After you've done the purple pond, it comes out with kind of a matte finish, and it absorbs the next coat of paint very nicely. Would that be your case?
Yeah, I get mine at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, do you really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I get mine at.
It's relatively inexpensive there.
I get mine at Home Depot, a gallon jug, and that stuff comes out almost like syrup. It's that concentrated. Is yours consistent like that?
Mine's in a spray bottle.
Oh, it isn't? Oh, okay.
$7 per bottle. It lasts forever.
Oh, all right. So you just squirt it on there, and it just comes right. Paint comes right off.
No, I have a little plastic tank that will hold the whole body.
Okay.
And I spray the body down, then I add some to the water. I let it sit for maybe 2 or 3 nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry. If you get in a hurry with modeling, it's been my experience that hurrying up causes problems, and that's why I was trying to hurry up and get this paint out of this seam.
Yeah.
And I should have just taken a toothbrush to it, put some more purple power on it, and put it back in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the other seams came clear. All the other seams came, well, other than this one here, all the other seams came fairly clean. There's a little bit in that one too, but they came a lot cleaner than that one. And if I'd have just reapplied and waited another night, then I'd have been all right probably.
Mm-hmm.
But now I get to try and fill that horrible scratch.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any suggestions other than just putty.
I have stuff. I mean, it's just so close, and one end gets into the seam.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, in the door jamb, if I get no matter what, it's going to take some work.
Right. Yeah, I mean, introduced to me, that was Steve Neal. This is the 3M red putty. Red putty has a tendency to melt plastic a wee bit.
It's lacquer based.
That's lacquer based. Yeah, the modeling putty that sometimes I would use, I haven't used it in a long time. This is a very old tube. It is the green MMD. This seems to work better than the white one because there's a red label that the putty itself is white. The white is actually good. I'm not even sure what would the difference be between them. They're kind of like the same to me, but I would use that. And I also have the, oh gosh, where is it? It's down here at the bottom with all my bottles in front.
Yeah, I think one's a thicker grit than the other. I think one's got a thicker texture to it.
This is glazing spot putty from 3M.
I'll probably use.
Yeah, that's good stuff too. The Mr. Surfacer.
Yeah, the Mr. Yeah, or the Mr. Hobby dissolve putty.
Yeah. I don't have any of the dissolve putty, but I do have the Mr. Surfacer.
Humbrol model filler.
Yeah, that Humbrol. Good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. Humbrol's hard to get in a lot of places in the U.S.
Yeah, the Humbrol's hard to get.
It's harder to get than the Mr. Mr. Hobby stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of options there for those scratches.
Yeah, but like I say, it runs down into a place. Not good.
Not good.
I'll get it fixed, but it's going to take me a little bit. You know how that when you screw up like that, I wish I could blame it on you guys. I did it by myself.
You can go ahead. I mean.
Yeah, you guys have broad shoulders. You can take it.
Nice. Purple ponds are always a lot of fun, and I discovered that the cheap enamel paints that I use for light blocking, or the primer for the automotive primer, the Duplicolor. Those paints cannot stand up to the purple degreaser, and I have found, ironically enough, the latex that Vallejo puts out stands up against it, particularly the primers. The Vallejo primers hold up very well, and it's very difficult to take the primer, the Vallejo primer off. That's what I found anyway.
You can use
the paint comes off the primer all right though?
What's that?
The paint comes off the primer though.
Well, yeah, and not as easily as if it were, an enamel paint, like a Tester's enamel paint or a Duplicolor type thing. I only know this from, I found, what do you call it? This is a saucer section for the Enterprise C. This is a blue plastic, and it used to be like a very light gray almost, and this light would be white. That was a Duplicolor primer. It came right off. And on the underside, I had this faded stuff. Here is the 99-cent can from Home Depot. So that came off relatively well. These streaks is actually Vallejo primer, and that will not come off.
You could try if you're willing to put up with the fumes for a while. Spray on easy off oven cleaner. Will take virtually any paint off, and as long as you're careful, it will not damage the plastic.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. So
I use that for years. So
yeah, easy off oven cleaner. they use that a lot in the automotive restoration business.
Mhm.
That and believe it or not, scrubbing bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, scrubbing bubbles cleans. Oh, it's amazing what it'll do.
Wow.
But there again, you don't want to breathe the fumes, please. It could cause you to miscarry.
Yeah.
Miscarry, what exactly?
You got to read the label.
Oh, no, that would be, I guess, miscarry my models. I think that's the only thing I can miscarry. So moving on from my Google right to left, this is next is go up Jay. How you doing, Jay?
I am doing well. I've been working my tail off on getting the version 2 of the Defiant accurizing kit done. And
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I've been doing well. Here's an example. This is the piece that comes with the kit. You know,
right.
This is my version of it. That is significantly more accurate. Also, I've got the same parts as before, the interiors of the engines and things like that. I also have made a new piece for the very back of the ship. This is wrong, so I've got a new piece that will fit, that you can, you know, sand that off and put the other piece there, and even replacements for these parts on the side here, and things like that. I'm trying to get it all. I've actually got all the moving finally done. So
my point is, you said you're working your tail off. If you've done that, what are you sitting on?
Chair.
No, I mean, you've been working really hard at that.
I'm trying to get it done as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. That'd be kind of cool too. Yeah, I'd like to redo that. I did build it. I don't think I have a display in my basement, but that was the difficulty in that was the details, as few as they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just seems like it's really two halves that go together, and if you don't support the inside, and it'll compress and the sides will pop out. So you have to build something in a center to hold it up.
And they claim that's a snap together kit.
Yeah, it's a snap kit. Yeah.
That's a load of crap. It's
only a snap kit and zero gravity, I would think. So.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, really cool stuff that you're doing there.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's what you do it for, don't you?
That's the only reason I do it.
No, I hate scale modeling. I love to torture myself. I like to flagellate myself with them damn models against my back.
Yeah, that works for me. Whoa.
How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fine there, Jack. I've been a little busy today. I finally got this beastie partially mounted on the base.
No, you don't say.
He's sitting there beside me.
Nice, I see it. He's looking into the camera.
Yeah.
Did you name him yet? Is it a him or a her? Did you name him or her?
I haven't really named him or her yet.
You have to check the pelvis.
Yeah.
It looks like a him from here.
Yeah.
We're going to completely avoid the boner jokes.
Yeah.
There went another 5 members off the roll. And our monetization.
Well, there goes the monetization right out the window, doesn't it?
So, anyhow, so I've got this. I've got her supported on 1/8 dowel at the moment. I'm going to replace this with 1/8 steel rod, but it was easier to get the lengths and do the adjustments on the doweling than on the steel rod.
Sure.
So.
Sure. Yeah. Looks
So
good.
she's sitting on that. I took this earlier this afternoon. The one difference between what I have now, I think, is I have the shoulder blades on now.
Mhm.
So,
Very
but it was
nice.
kind of nice to get her up on her feet. Anyway,
And
it's
any
a
other
herd now.
angles? Any other picture on angles or anything like that?
that's it at the moment.
Okay, very good. Very good. I'll be looking forward to that.
Oh, so it's a
This
herd
is
now.
actually quite an impressive build. We talked about it yesterday at length about learning your subject matter. And
Yeah.
having said that, I thought the ribs were very delicate looking for such a ferocious predator. The head is all about, killing and eating, hunting, and the legs with the long legs, hunting. But boy, the rest of the rib cage it'd be like if you sucker punched it in the ribs or something in the kidneys, it might fall over and die.
Yeah.
Probably had a lot of soft tissue in that. Well, probably a lot of muscles for sure.
Definitely a lot of muscle in that, but it was vulnerable, especially in this area. It was probably quite vulnerable.
Right. Yeah. So Triceratops would have no problem in taking that one down. It bent over far enough.
Once it knocked it over, if it got it up off its feet, I think it would be dead if it met up against a try. That's for sure.
Would you do another dinosaur, maybe a Stegosaurus or a Triceratops or something like that, or perhaps even a pterodactyl? I think a pterodactyl.
I'd like to do a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl would be quite interesting. That would, of course, you can mount from a ceiling, perhaps.
Yeah.
Flight. Yeah, that would be actually pretty cool.
What?
A lot of fine bones in that now.
Oh, there you go. And the adhesive you're using for this, because it's a resin type of thing that you
3D printed. I'm using mostly Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the CA Gorilla Glue?
The Gorilla CA, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because it has a bit of rubber, butylate in it, and it makes a big difference in the way it holds. I tried straight CA, and no, it fractures. It doesn't have the strength on this material. But the Gorilla Glue holds perfectly fine.
I might just have to pay you to print one for me. Seriously, I mean, that's something that will be I would have never done. That could be an out of comfort zone. Speaking of which, we're having these kind of community builds as all scale modern communities have, but ours are more generalized because we do everything: plastic, wood, paper, as Jim does. And so right now we're doing dioramas of an existing model kit, or building another model and creating a diorama around it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like in January, when the new year starts, start something new, fresh, something you haven't done before, out of the comfort zone builds. So that would certainly be something I would be interested in doing at some point. As a kit like that would be a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, it would be a challenge. It would definitely be a challenge. Speaking of a lot of fun, how you doing, Heath?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. Very, very well.
So what does Monday morning hold for us today?
Cloudy with a touch of meatballs.
Touch of meatballs?
Movie.
Yeah.
Raining with a touch of meatballs.
I see. Get it.
Yes, I'm starting my new project. Yes, for those people who didn't see across the pond, I have done 2 planes, just briefly, a Spitfire, which still hasn't been finished yet. Got to finish that sometime this week. And my Sabre, which is all together now. So, and that's in flight mode. Now, my new one, I am building an F-16C. Yep, building that. Just started doing. I'm just doing some test fitting.
Let's see. Shoot, where is it? Oh, okay.
Hang on a minute.
F16. Got it. I have an F14. I thought they are not quite. They are similar, but not really. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. F14 has wings that pivot. This doesn't.
The F14 is a swing wing, where the F16 is a single stationary wing.
Yeah,
a fixed wing.
Yeah, fixed wing. Yeah. Now hold up that picture again. Hold up that picture again.
Certainly.
So what brand is that? That looks like a Oswego. Yeah.
Husqvarna.
Husqvarna.
That's how we say it in Australia.
Well, I'm sure you're right. That's a nice craft. I like that.
This kit is beautiful. I've been looking at. It's been put. I've had this model for nearly 2 years.
No kidding.
And I have been on such a plane kick. I've been on such a plane kick.
Yeah.
I mean, I started out, when I first started out modeling, I did planes.
Yes.
And I thought, might as well revisit it. So, building this one here. Then I'm finishing off building this one.
Blue
Angels.
Oh yes, the Hornets. Yep.
Yep. And where's that other Hornet?
So you brought that up. Let me show you what I have here. This is the kit, my kit, what it looks like, and it has some sort of book involved with it as well. Some little history pamphlet, I guess. But this is thick box, I'm pretty surprised it's a thick box. Yours is pretty narrow.
Yeah, where yours is the Phantom, mine's the Hornet. So, and
you're right. You're right.
This kit you might recognize, Jack.
Oh yes, the Super Hornet. Then I bought 3 of those kits and I still can't get it assembled.
Well, I like this one because it's got the Nimitz. It's the USS. It's the USS Nimitz, and the USS Nimitz was one of my favorite aircraft carriers. So
I have to sand mine. I used Rust-Oleum paint primer, and it came out really coarse. And all the details are like disappeared. And if I remember right, I thought I was trying the purple pond on it, and it won't budge.
Yeah, I think you did try that.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I'll try it one more time, see if it's just in case something has changed. Because that's like the 3rd kit I bought, and I don't know, for whatever reason that kit is eluding me. But it's a nice plane. It's a nice aircraft to build. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That F4 Phantom model kit you got there. I've never built one. I'm gonna have to get one. Have to get one because I love the F4s.
Well, what's the difference between that and the Hornet?
The F4s.
20 years of development.
Yeah.
Well, yours is a Blue Angel, though.
I've got both the Blue Angel and the Super Hornet. The Super Hornet, that's the more recent version. That's the upgraded version of the Hornet. We're getting actually the Australian Air Force is getting the Joint Strike Fighter. So we've got the F-35 Lightning. So we should be getting that in 2020.
Yeah, this is the one. This is actually a nice kit. This is actually very large.
That is beautiful.
There's a lot of flaws in the assembly of this, so I just have it sitting on my shelf undone. The second kit, I guess it wasn't 3 times. The second kit is the one that has the damn paint on it that's hiding all these nice little minute details.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, there they are. There's the panel lines right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided to have this on its landing gear, much easier to display. But it's a sizable kit though. I mean, I was like,
oh yeah,
how big it is.
Revell do the best aircraft. They do the best aircraft models. Some people might not agree with me, but I find that Revell Germany and Revell America, they do some of the best planes. I mean, they really do.
Well, here's one for you that you might enjoy doing too. This is the F-22.
Oh, the Raptor, the F-22 Raptor.
Yep, and this is the first time I attempted faded lines on it, faded shading. I used Play-Doh, actually, rolled out Play-Doh.
Yeah.
And, other than it rolls off if it's on a vertical like this. So you got to like lay it flat to do it, and or maybe slight incline. But
Yeah.
this is my first jet that I liked and was able to finish.
That is a brilliant plane. I love the shape of that. That is very aerodynamic.
It's very aerodynamic, but right here there are a set of doors that if you have the landing gear down and display it that way, you can have these doors open. This is where its missile cache is.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So that, boy, this is probably the more recent. This is a more recent.
That one came out in 2009.
Yes.
The Raptor came out in 2009.
F-22. There's one other one that's just coming out now that they're having a whole buttload of problems with, and it's costing billions of dollars. It's somehow not working for the military. Oh, I don't know. Was it Hewitt, Boeing? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They're having a huge problem with its design. It's inherently flawed. Something's wrong with it. But there's no kit yet. I don't think there's a kit yet for that, and I can't remember the model number. F whatever it is. F8, not F18. I already took that up. F-24, F-26. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the F-35, which is the VTOL Lightning the Joint Strike Fighter that we're getting, they've had a lot of problems with it. They've had a lot of problems with the F-35 because the F-35.
Maybe that's just not. Maybe that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the F-35. They've had nothing but troubles. They've made the prototype. The prototype works well, and then when they try when they try to make it for like certain countries to actually use, it stuffs up. So
sounds like it sounds like AMT was trying to mass produce that.
Yeah.
Well, see, Lockheed own the F-35.
Lockheed. Okay.
Yeah, but see, McDonald's.
Excuse me, it's Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed for short. Okay.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Martin Marietta used to be just down the road here, and now they call it Lockheed Martin. And Lockheed Martin is who pays my mother's retirement. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, Lockheed Martin.
And Martin is the better part of the whole business.
I've always said that McDonnell Douglas make the best planes. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, you're right. I have a feeling you're right. I like their Big Macs too. So how you doing, David?
I do too. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm a little punchy tonight, but I'm fine. I'm good.
I can tell that. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't taken my medication yet. So. Go ahead. It's all yours. The show is yours. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, I'm still working on this ComLock. I've acquired some electronics for it. Like this is I'll turn it on here. This is going to be the screen for it. It's a it's a little miniature MP4, MP3 player, so you can program it. It's USB, and I had to redesign the video portion of it a little bit. So now this literally just slips right in there. And then I got 3 little buttons that really aren't really Canon, but that's what I have to do right now. And then the other thing I had to do is I had to rebuild the bottom part. So that's what I'm doing now, because I decided I'm going to have these buttons are going to be functional on it, as well as on the keypad, as well as on this. I'm just button happy here, so you know. So yeah, and then I got the soundboard. I got it programmed. You hear that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's like the comm call. That's like a video signal. It's another video signal. That's when they open the door on the comm lock. So yeah, just little sounds like that. So.
What are you building there, David?
It's from Space 1999. It's called the comm lock. All those little communication devices they always carried with them.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I seriously thought you were doing an eagle.
Oh, I would have liked to have done an eagle, but it's what I want ain't happened yet. So
okay, fair enough.
So
it's a want, huh? Wanting something is very cheap. It's very cost effective. Wanting something.
That's when you go the next step. Yeah.
Now when you go to the next step, it gets expensive.
Well, and this here, you know, it's labor intensive, but it's not really that expensive to make. I mean, you know, you got to take the time out to do your research. Like the keypad here, I got a bunch of little. These are called these little buttons. They're tack buttons. They're very tiny. They look like a little tack, and so that's what will be underneath this as well, among the other buttons on the other part of it, and then on the keypad itself, instead of doing the hard plastic buttons, I'm going to do rubber buttons. I'm upgrading mine, so yeah.
He's into rubber.
Yeah, and but it'll, next time you see it, it should be somewhat assembled, and then I got the little speaker, because this little thing here has a microphone on it. It's extremely sensitive. So this is my microphone grill that I made that goes into here. So see, it's in place there. See, and then the volume button goes up there. So that's what I've been doing. So.
Very cool.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And the locomotive is still on hold?
I've been working on that too a little bit. So I've been bouncing around on it. I've just been soldering more parts, and I'm working on the cab section of it now. So yeah. And it looks real ugly, and then we make it look beautiful. So. And I got all the electronics for that, and all the lights for that, and all that too when I get to that point. So.
Do you use a torch to heat or is it
on the brass?
Yes.
I use both. I have that little mini butane torch, and then I have a big stained glass. When I used to do stained glass, I have a 400-watt soldering iron, and that works. But when you get to the big casting pieces, it just takes too long, even with that big soldering iron, to heat it up. So I'll use the torch on it, and that heats it up real quick. So.
Sure. Have you got third degree burns on your fingertips yet?
No. My fingertips are all sanded off. So yeah. From all the sanding I've been doing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've been modeling with an X-Acto knife. So.
Yes, right there. Right there.
Yeah. It's Carwin to try to cut his finger off. Yeah.
When someone says to you to point the X-Acto knife away from you, listen to them. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's a sharp knife there.
You know what? Race car drivers, skydivers, and scuba divers, they have nothing on us. So
I've gotten surprisingly good at closing up wounds with super glue.
Yes, that works real good.
I'm not joking about that. That slice in my finger right there. That slice in my finger right there went nearly to the bone, and I used super glue to seal it up, and so it's fine now. So.
You got to be careful. We really shouldn't advocate that because super glue isn't sterilized. You can get a nasty infection, but I've done it once before. But boy, does that sting! Oh my gosh!
It even stings worse when you put the kicker on it.
Yeah, that's all you need is hydrocarbons on your wounds. There you go.
Yeah, it's good for you.
And Jack?
Yes?
And I'm using Gorilla Glue mixed with baking soda as my because I do that. I can stand it. You can do all the detail work of it, and it's harder than the styrene when you're done with it.
Yeah.
And Gorilla Glue, it's got a little bit of epoxy in it, and it's a little rubbery too. So that's why it's got some advantage over regular CA. That's why Mr. Sticky, he said out of all the super glues they tested, they were very amazed with the properties of Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
That's what Jim is using on the skeleton.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do have a kit here. It's the Mercury 9 rocket from Pegasus models. They suggest that you use something like the plastic weld, and Jay uses the stuff out of a bottle. I'm not sure what exactly that's that polybutylene.
I use methylene chloride, which is 10x is methylene chloride.
Right.
That's all it is. But this bottle right here is $4.95, and a quart can of methylene chloride is about $20. So I buy it by the can like that, and then just refill the bottles. So
do the math on that.
That will very definitely. That's because Pegasus does a lot of their kits in ABS plastic.
Yes.
And regular model glue will not work, but
no.
10X will.
Yes, the 10X and the plastic weld and
plastic weld will as well too.
What is it? Hydrogen sulfide?
No.
What is it again that you said?
Methylene chloride.
Methylene chloride.
Yeah.
Methylene chloride. You know,
is that methyl ethyl chloride?
No, it is.
It's basically paint stripper.
It's methylene chloride. Otherwise, it's also called
dichloromethane. Yeah.
But it's methylene chloride, and I bought this off of eBay. And I still got this much left in it. And I bought it over a year ago, and I've still got this much left in here. So.
Yeah, I mean that Gorilla Glue, Jim, David. How long does that take to basically take hold?
It's glob on her.
Yeah, it takes about 15 minutes to really set, but I like leaving it for about 2 or 3 hours before I do anything with it.
That's what I do too, because if about 3-4 hours, the rubberiness goes away and you can sand it.
Yeah.
File it.
But if you go too early, it'll shear. It'll come off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm getting into a little bit of technology here. I was on eBay for the first time in forever. Well, it seemed like forever, and I was looking for rechargeable batteries, and I saw a bid for 4 of the phone batteries that are rechargeable. There's a name for them, name of the phone, but it's basically, you know, your landline, but it's a remote phone that sits on a cradle or on a base. And I thought, for getting really big in technology here, I am going to do a diorama, and I mentioned this on the Across the Pond Hangout yesterday. So if you wonder what the diorama looks like, just tune into the amazing Scale Modelers Across the Pond Hangout from yesterday's date, the 5th of November, and you'll see I shared a photograph of what I'd like to do. And to this is what I'll be doing. This is the model, and I do believe there's going to be enough room inside. Well, they put a whale in the cargo bay. I could be able to put a couple batteries in there. And I'll have it that I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to set it up so that I charge up the model for the lights. So that's my idea, so that the model, the diorama itself, has no wiring to it. And that's all we'll do, is just charge the battery up. And from what I was talking to Jim about, the particular batteries, it's possible that the lights can stay on for 4 to 5 hours, because they're not going to be that many. It's going to be lit, but it's not going to be that many LEDs. And besides, they're going to be resisted. So that's what I've done. I had light blocked. This is a wing. And I didn't mask it because it's going to be a dirty bird, as Jim put it. But I light blocked it and most all the parts. So let's see, is it here? I'm so organized. Oh, I'm missing half the ship. Am I?
Yeah, that's okay. They're Klingons. You don't need a whole ship.
I'm missing the top half the ship. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I think this is the bottom. And you see, I didn't do any masking of it to do the black. So this is going to be the place where the battery is going to go. So if you ever had a handset battery, you approximate as to how it'll fit in there.
Yeah.
But you done something, Jay. Also, there was this arm, as we were looking at the reference picture, is a torpedo tube.
Yeah.
And it comes out the front end.
Yeah, I
see, it comes out the front end from this point underneath here, and this whole thing is a torpedo tube.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you put in a walkway.
I put in I put in a lot of stuff on mine. I was using I've got a bunch of photo reference of the studio model, and I was doing what I could to get in there and you know, get those details right.
And did you put them on the community as reference material?
I did. I don't know if they're still there, but I will put them back up because I do have.
Let me check.
While you're looking, this cheap little toy plastic gun here.
Okay.
I picked it up. I picked it up for I think $1 at the thrift store. The main reason I bought it is because of the sound it makes. See if this sounds familiar.
Oh, yeah. Photon torpedoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
you know, I can use that somewhere.
Yeah.
What was that sound again there, bro?
I'll do it real quick here. Can you hear? Oh, sure. Die on me now.
That sounds like torpedo and phaser fire.
Yep. Yeah, depending on what episode you're watching, it's either a photon torpedo or a phaser.
Or movie. Sounds like episode. It sounds like Star Trek 3 phasers and torpedoes.
Are those pictures on the community, Jack?
I'm scrolling pretty far down. I got far as August of 2015. I think you did it quite a while ago.
Oh yeah, it was.
That's okay.
That.
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot of airplanes and stuff in our reference material as well. So, you know, it's not just sci-fi kids, it's a lot of different stuff. So if you go to an Amazing Scale Modelers and our pages, like you introduce yourself, you know, member builds, there's also a reference material section.
Yeah, I put a bunch of scans up, but it's been what, 2 years? Couple years.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things on there. I didn't think it was that popular. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like, holy heck, there's a lot of things here. A lot of things. A lot of Star Wars, too. Christina did a double-decker bus that she was doing, and you did something here. I think it was you, Jay. Yes, it was from Life Magazine, Destination Moon.
Yeah.
Basically, these V5 German missiles. They look like them anyway. They're oversized. But yeah, there's a lot of reference material there. So I will take a look at it. Maybe I'll do a little bit of scratch building. But quite.
And if you're watching, Christina, we all miss you.
But
please
quite,
come
back. Christina, we miss you, of course. You're the only chick in the crew that knows how to model and well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Women don't really.
Yeah, there's 67 photos of the Klingon bird of prey.
Okay.
Studio model.
How far ago?
Hold on. November of 2013.
Oh, that long ago. Okay, so that's right at the beginning. Okay, there's you did a lot for. There's the Vorcha that you had there too. This was October of 14.
Yeah.
November. Okay. Well, you know what? No, you know what? I'll take a look later. That's not necessary.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of really detailed shots that will drive you crazy if you want to try to get that kind of detail.
Well, actually, speaking of the female modeler, we do have one little person who is on her way to being a modeler, and I think 9 times out of 10 the people who I'm talking about know this little person, and it's my daughter.
It's Heath's offspring. Can you imagine? Wow.
You're forced.
I mean, she's, if you keep encouraging her, she's going to like it and she's going to do it on her own.
Oh, she's already.
And then, of course, then you let me ask you this, though. What she's doing now, is it something that she wanted to do?
Yes.
I mean, did she ask to do it? Okay.
She wanted to do. She wanted to do an Enterprise, and she chose the Enterprise C.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. And the one thing, and she's already started with a bit of help from her old man, but I'm incredibly proud of her. She actually got this on straight. It's something that her old man couldn't climb and do with the Flyman 1701 first time out. Get the saucer on straight, so I'm quickly being overtaken here.
It's funny you should say that.
Maybe I'll be getting.
It's funny you should say that. One time, I put a car body on backwards. I'm like, what am I thinking of? I mean,
but no, I'm very proud of her. And I actually, to be honest, I didn't force her to do it. She saw me doing the Enterprise.
Yeah. So anyway, I got as far as gluing these parts together, and I'm going to do some wiring on the wings. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of sub-assemblies and paint them at the same time, or should we say prime them anyway. Because, again, if you watch the Across the Pond Hangout, you'll see the reference material that I picked up, and I really like the colors. And I've discovered that Vallejo actually has, greasy paint to make it look greasy or wet.
Ooh.
And this will be the first time I'm doing a water effect.
If you think about this one, the Klingons don't have clean...
Yeah.
The Klingons never had clean ships anyway. Unlike
yeah, they did paint them. They did a lot of red and green.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they had like
Christmas
they
colors,
green,
you know?
but then they were very dirty.
Yeah.
Very well.
Of course.
Battle worn. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was that, David?
I said they were very battle worn, you know, from
Yeah.
being battle and into space and all the debris running into and stuff, you know.
And unlike the Enterprise and all the Federation starships before it, the Federation starships are always clean. Always clean. Maybe they have a starship.
A bunch of anal retentives, Federation people.
Well, they're clean until they get into battle.
Yeah. There you go.
I was just thinking maybe they have a orbital starship car wash. The starship comes in and they automatically have robots that automatically wash them to keep them clean.
Well, I'm gonna want to screen share some from the community. The Aussie Trekkie started building a 350 HMS Ark Royal a couple of weeks ago. He built the hull and weathered it, and still got the rudder and the guns and a couple of cranes to make and put on. And I have also painted the flight deck. Since the ship was built in the 30s, I decided to give it a bit heavier weathering than the Bismarck, as the Bismarck was a newer ship in Battle of Bismarck. So let's do a screenshot. This is actually very good. I mean, he's a pretty good
guy. He's my best friend. He's my best friend.
Oh, is he really?
Yes, he is. He's my best friend.
You still talk to him?
Yeah, I still talk to him.
What I find interesting in this is the streaks and, of course, the chip paint on the bow of the ship. It hitting things in the water, just chipping off the paint, and in the back and the stern, it's not so banged up.
You're going to remember. You're going to remember it was painted by the lowest bidder.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but
that's good. You should see his
wow. I like the fact that this build is a full hull instead of a half hull.
Yeah, he's very good. He's been his idea is when he talked to me about it. He said his idea was to do the entire battle scene where you had the Ark Royal, the HMS Hood, and the Ark Royal, just to name a few.
That's a pretty large diorama. Because these are not.
We'll see the Bismarcks, the 1/350 scale, and that thing's huge.
That's a very now it went.
Well, actually, he's also got, believe it or not, he's actually got the 1/200 scale Bismarck too, and he's building that too. At the same time as the 1/350 scale, but as the 1/350 scale Bismarck at the same time.
It's interesting here. These cranes plucked the planes and boats off of it and put them in the water on the deck. Nowadays they have these elevators on aircraft carriers. It's almost like they took a cruise ship, cut the top off, and put a landing strip on it.
Yeah, it looks like that actually.
Quite a few of the World War II American aircraft carriers were battle cruisers that they cut the top off and then built aircraft. They were battle cruisers.
Yeah.
And they did that because of a treaty that said that they could only have so many tonnage in cruisers and battleships. So they aircraft carriers were exempt. So that's why they used the cruiser hulls.
And remember, in World War II, they didn't use catapults to launch the plane. No. They
full speed.
Yeah, full speed and hope you've got enough ship left to get in the air.
Yeah, that's why.
I saw some vision once.
Yeah, the Doolittle raid. There's no catapults involved in that.
Oh no, that was pure
you
luck.
You watch them coming off the end of the runway, and you'll see them. They dip before they pull up. They almost a couple of them almost touched the water before they got up.
I mean, the difference. I mean, you look at the difference from today's aircraft carriers to the aircraft carriers of World War II, and even such still to the Korean War. It's like totally different. The catapults are stronger, and as Jay said, there was no catapults on the aircraft carriers in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Full speed,
battleships that had catapults.
See it?
Yeah.
If you dip down, if you got full power and then you lift off and then the engine stalls, that's it. Straight in the drink.
Okay. A friend of ours who couldn't make it because he had to go to bed early. Okay. Where'd it go? Love my computer. Randall. Airfix 172 scale Sovereign class lifeboat finale, sort of. Construction and painting of the RNLB William Gordon Burr Portbush RNLI 17-30 is done. All that remains, it is for it to be permanently attached to the base. He says, hope you enjoy looking at this. In fact, it is going to be very nice. Of course, I don't know, his pictures are kind of interesting here. This is a lifeboat that the Brits use to save people, trawlers, fishers, and, whoever else out there in the North Sea.
What Randall's told me is it's like the Coast Guard. It's
like the Coast Guard, right. And he said he's doing this for a commemorative prize for a fundraising for one of the outfits near his home in Northern Ireland. And they asked him to build this as a prize of donation or however, I'm not sure exactly. But boy, he is impeccable. He really is. I wish I could zoom in on this. But
he's a great builder. You should see some of his planes.
Yeah, his planes are no different. Yeah.
In fact, the plane models can all learn a thing or two from Randall.
Oh, yeah.
I think patience. I find him to be a very patient modeler. It's almost, if you wouldn't know him, you'd say he's muddling his way through it, but that's not the case. I mean, he'll say, oh, yeah. He'll say he is muddling it, but no, he is not. He is actually very, very deliberate in his modeling, and he does a very good job in making sure that the parts not only fit, but they're glued in a way that the glue don't show. That's something I don't do.
Well, actually, the two people who I consider to be the masters of this community when it comes to planes and stuff like that. You can put them in anywhere, do anything. Bob Busking, I love him. He is. I don't know how he does it, but he does these planes to such precision that it looks like that it's the real thing. But in models. And the same with Randall, Randall and Bob, two of the masters.
Well, now that you've said that, but now I'm going to introduce someone here. It's a very odd name, Sana Satana. He is a first-time member here. Hi, it's not finished yet, and I'm not sure about those sandbags, but what do you think? I'm 14 years old, and this is my first quote-unquote scale model. This is the second paint job because I wasn't happy with the first one. And yeah, the lower hull still needs a new paint job plus a lot of weathering. And I'd just like to hear your opinion. And we're not only going to write him an opinion, but we are also going to give him a verbal one on this show. A tank that he had built.
Oh my God!
So at 14,
wow.
I think by the time it gets to be an old fart like Randall, he's going to surpass Randall.
Drum causer, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's nice.
For 14, he must have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Good eye
A lot
for
of
detail.
patience.
Yeah.
Well, kudos.
Yes.
Kudos.
Yep.
That looks
Thumbs up.
brilliant.
Good job.
This is a phenomenal job.
I give him
You
two.
should not.
I give
You
him
should
two thumbs
be proud of it. Even a seasoned modeler wishes to get to this point, wants to get to this point, and works at it to get to this point. So,
Look
good
at
job.
that.
We'll call you the Sana. We'll just call you Sana for short. But if you're watching, keep posting and keep building, and keep showing us old people that we're old.
Keep showing us up. Keep showing us up. That collage was so specific.
So he's worried about the sandbags, but no, the sandbags look good.
Well, the sandbags are fine. You know, he's got to weather it anyway. He said, and that's
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know something? That camouflage, it's not easy to do. Camouflaging is, for me, camouflaging is not easy to do.
No, it's not.
I've never had to do it. That's why I probably haven't done this. Because camouflage, the last time I did camouflaging was on the wings. And that was absolutely pathetic. That's just my humble opinion, though. But I'll tell you what, keep going. A bit of advice: keep going strong. Choose what you want to build, and then if you say you want to do armor and stuff like that, my advice to him is keep going at it. You'll get the hang of it. Soon you'll be able to look at the instructions and know where they go without even using them.
Well, the next one up is Darek Sabera. Hello, all. A bit late, but here's a diorama I built for the Munsters TV show for Halloween. The dungeon is scratch built, and I still want to add some accessory shelves and a torture bed. And he also links up a video of that. So let's see. I don't know. Google's just making this more complicated to screen share too. How you like that?
Yeah, I like that one.
Very cool.
There it is. The dungeon being scratch built. So this is this guy has killed two birds with one stone. Halloween build and the diorama build.
Actually, Derek here got honourable mention. He got a runners up for on the model shop for the Halloween build. He got runners up for that.
Oh, look at the cobwebs. Oh my gosh. How does one do that?
Well, first
A lot
you
of
buy
time, a lot of
spiders,
patience.
and then you train them.
I've got a big ass spider right over here who's more than happy to do webbing. I'm not joking. This thing is huge. He's like this big, and that's just between the eyes. You know.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
his photography and lighting is excellent.
Yeah, that the spider or the cobwebs could be rubber cement.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it could be cotton wool pulled apart.
No, you can use spider silk. You can use that for closing cuts in your fingers too.
But I like the staircase that goes up into a light, and then of course the diorama stops for the picture frame. But it looks like it can go up all the way up beyond that point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Grandpa. He was such a funny character, Al Lawson. I loved Grandpa.
And very good job in doing the LEDs. Oh my goodness, look at that. Got to find out how he did the cobwebs. I don't know. Grandpa's freaking me out right now.
My two favorite characters from the Monsters, Herman and Grandpa.
I always wondered what he was doing downstairs in the basement with Eddie all the time.
Playing with electricity, it looks like. Yes, the lighting and the photography. Boy, he goes on and on and on with the pictures, and I'm glad that you shared that many pictures. It was really good, and Halloween build too. I went downstairs and I found my Munster's coach. And I took a look at it, and I'm like, boy, is this covered with dust or what? So I'm going to need to wash it down with rubbing alcohol and see what I can come up with. It's covered thickly with a lot of dust. And I built that, I believe, for the 2014 year. So that was already a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember you building that. I remember when you started building that and when you finished it too.
It was actually a fun build, too. It was a pretty lousy kit, but it was actually a lot of fun. And it looks not too bad. Not too bad at all.
If you want to rub it with something that's doesn't have lint, coffee filters make good for cleaning.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes.
Because they don't leave lint
it's got a lot of spindly things. It's got a lot of spindly things that I'm afraid something like that will get caught on. I'll break it off. Knowing me. But
you're a model.
But yeah, whatever. But the way they clean chandeliers is with rubbing alcohol. There's a chandelier cleaner that they just squirt and all the dirt just comes right off. And if you do it that way, I think it will work because it's streak free.
You could.
Yes.
I've used to have one, but it was we used it in the doctor's office. We had a digital camera we had to clean, and it had a really big, it was either sable, it was very, very soft, but it looked like an oversized makeup brush that women would use, like their rouge or whatever. And that was really good because the bristles weren't stiff on it, and you could get into little cracks and area and dust it, and that would work. That'd work good for something like that. If you're real careful with it, you won't worry about breaking parts because it's so soft it gives.
Yeah.
If you're really concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, Tamiya actually makes a dusting brush for your models.
Oh,
there was a bunch of them advertised on Micro Mart's catalog not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a model?
Yeah, this is a model, and this is Carwin Morris. The chainsaw took a long time to get the hand positioning right. If I had more time, I would have liked to have given it a proper paint chip and rust, but I really had only a day to do it. And he's got a sawed-off shotgun as well. Another view, and this is how it looks. So yeah, he stuck his hand into the chainsaw there, and that, from my understanding, let's get some deadites.
That's Ash from
Ash and Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, miss you, Carwin, if you're watching. Nice to see. I did invite you today, but you're not showing up. But thanks for the share. Another Halloween build from our members. Earlier on, I shared Bob Busking's Halloween build. So that was a mummy, interchangeable money. Interchangeable. And he said he painted it with markers. He said that yesterday. He painted it with markers. Don't look that way. I don't look that way. Maybe I'll run into it as I scroll here. Bob Bruce, well, come on, maybe not so much. But I tried to do this at work to have a pumpkin carving contest. If anything, I think scale modelers could possibly do a good job. Bob Bruce certainly did. And it's a phenomenal picture. I love it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Probably fine molds kits. It looks like you got two there. Yeah. So this is actually a very good Halloween build too, not just a pumpkin carving contest. Boy, look at that. He's got that lit up. He's got that lit up right in the equator there. And what is this up here on top? Oh, explosions.
Explosion.
explosions.
It's going boom.
That's going
Yeah.
boom.
It's going
Destruction
boom,
of the
boom, boom,
Death
boom, boom, boom.
Star. Yeah, destruction of the Death Star. Very, very nice.
Oh, well.
Okay, and let's see if there's lastly, because we're going over.
Just a
Can
little.
you all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. The white noise seemed to die down. I don't know where it was coming from, but that's why I ask. Ken Skiffington is back in action, making kits. And of course, Mark Dunmore is doing his figure painting and his Gundams. Why don't I share one of these? It's always fun to take a look at. He will never do a paint job like this. I'm not sure as to why. I'm kind of chickening out.
Oh, game piece, yeah.
I would be scared
This
too.
is the only picture he has of this. But he's always fun to watch too. So, anything else any of you have to add?
Not really. I'm
Okay.
done.
All right. In 2 weeks, we're going to have Across the Pond on a Saturday. I believe that is the 17th. Sticks in my mind for some reason. We were talking about 2 weeks from now. 19th. 19th is a Saturday. I think the 17th I have a doctor's appointment. That's why. The 19th is a Saturday for the Across the Pond Hangout, and the following on the 20th will be the Sunday Hangout. This one, 2 weeks from today. We'll have some more sharing and more fun. Just whatever we do. I guess we're having fun. And after that, on the week of Thanksgiving, this will be Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, which is the 25th, is a Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our 48-hour hangout will ensue, and we'll give an opportunity to all our members to stop in and say hi. 24 hours for 48 hours. In the past couple of years, I swear modelers don't know how to count. It's never been 48 hours. So it's always been longer. I guess if you're doing modeling, you measure once and cut once, as opposed to measuring twice, cutting once. So that's coming up. And of course, after the holidays and the new year, for the month of January and February, with all the New Year's resolutions, we resolve to be out of our comfort zone and build a kit that we've always wanted to, but we're always scared to. Or something that's totally off the wall, such as an armor person like Wayne. He did a Battlestar Galactica that was completely out of his realm, but when you think about it, it wasn't really, because he painted it like a tank would be paint of a futuristic type of thing, but all metallic and stuff. But that's the kind of thing that we like to look at, and any other builds. When you post a picture, please don't post just one. It's like a potato chip. You got to have more than one.
Okay.
So yeah, post a few so we can I don't want to sound perverse, but we'll just leave it at that. And what are you holding up there? Southern biscuit?
You said potato chip.
Mike comes out with a pack of chips.
Well, you just can't have one.
Southern biscuits and gravy flavored potato chips.
Oh my God.
I had some of those the other day. My wife got me some of those, and they do taste like biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, but my thing is like, do I want potato chips to taste like biscuits and gravy? You know,
No. That's like saying you want a pack of chips that has like a meat pie and sauce.
It's definitely takes a little adjustment. That's for sure.
Yeah, the thing I had trouble with was ketchup flavored chips. I thought that was
Yeah, those were a little rough to take.
but
Someone had hers had ketchup and mustard.
That's hers. That was hers.
Something.
It tasted like a hot dog. They had a hot dog
Yeah,
flavor.
hot dog. It was supposed to, it didn't taste like a hot dog to me. It tasted like ketchup and mustard.
Ketchup and mustard. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a potato chip tasting like that, might as well just go for the hot dog and a ketchup and a mustard. Anyway, happy modeling, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Yep.
Good night.
Right.